Hello, welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and please check out my channel for other updates. So the last update about Taste of Fate, Aaliyah and Rhea finally frees Nick and makes him escape, and Ranbir and Prachi had a very romantic moment together after a long time. Then Pallavi tries to manipulate Ranbir against Prachi. Let's continue. Rhea made Nick escape from the house and asked him to escape from there. She assures him that he will get his money soon and gives him a knife and asks him to point the knife at Shahana and escape from the house. Vikram noticed Nick running and alerts Ranbir and Prachi. Rhea acted as being pushed by Nick and she falls down. In the dark, Nick kidnapped Prachi instead of Shahana. Ranbir runs to Vikram and asks where is Nick and where is Prachi. Rhea says Nick pushed her and escaped, and she acted as being in severe pain. Grandma and Shahana walks to them. Ranbir asks that where is Prachi. Vikram asks if Nick is searching for Prachi. Ranbir worried and runs searching for Prachi. Shahana says she would also search for Prachi and informs that Aaliyah pulled the fuse off. Rhea says that Shahana means that Aaliyah was trying to fix the fuse. Vikram also goes from there searching for Nick. Rhea thinks that Nick went on the other side while Shahana is here. Pallavi asks Rhea where she is hurt. Rhea says it is internal injury and acted as feeling nausea and walks away. Nick takes Prachi to his cab and pushes her inside. Prachi pleaded to Nick to spare her. Nick is shocked to see Prachi instead of Shahana, and he ties her mouth and hands and wants her not to get out of the car, else he will stab her. He says he told her to keep her husband away, but her husband created problem for him. Ranbir continues searching for Prachi. Rhea calls Nick. Nick says he by mistake kidnapped Prachi instead of Shahana. Rhea says Ranbir was shouting that he will not spare Nick if he harms Prachi, and says he created two problems by adopting Prachi. Nick says the problem is solved instead. He will complete his task of killing Prachi and solve all their problems. Rhea says it is a good idea and asks him to go ahead. Nick demands for money and asks her to bring the money within an hour at his given location, or else he will meet Ranbir and reveal all the secret. Rhea gets tensed. Nick says he will show his loyalty towards her for an hour till she gets the money, or else he will reach Ranbir. Rhea opens the fuse room and informs Aaliyah that Nick has escaped and he abducted Prachi instead of Shahana and threatened her that if she doesn't give him money within an hour, then he will reach Ranbir and reveal the whole truth. Aaliyah asks Rhea to give him money then and says Shahana is the problem for them right now. Ranbir continues to search for Prachi. Shahana finds Prachi's ring on the floor and realizes that she has been kidnapped. She calls Ranbir. Ranbir rushes towards her, but then he hears a car starting sound in the backyard and runs there. Ranbir is shocked to notice Nick driving the car and runs towards it. Prachi tries to alert Ranbir. Ranbir couldn't stop Nick, and Nick drives the car away. Ranbir runs behind the car asking Prachi not to worry as he promised to protect her. He falls down and shouted Prachi's name. He angrily says that he warned Nick not to touch Prachi, but he made a mistake of kidnapping Prachi and he would even kill Nick to save Prachi. Nick sends his location to Rhea. Aaliyah asks Rhea to take the money back there. Rhea says the money is in the living room's cupboard. Aaliyah says she will go to the living room and throw the bag away. Rhea can pick it and hand it over to Nick. Shahana informs Grandma that she found Prachi's ring on the floor. Pallavi comments that all the problems are because of Prachi. Grandma asks that why is Pallavi always behind Prachi and says the problem is on Prachi instead as Nick tried to kill her. Pallavi comments that Prachi must have troubled Nick so much that he came to murder her. Shahana says that Prachi can never trouble anyone. Pallavi says she knows Prachi's extent. Shahana says that means the police should doubt her for trying to kill Prachi as according to her, Prachi troubled her most. Pallavi asks Shahana to mind her tongue. Grandma says that when Pallavi wants to tell the truth, then she should also learn to listen to the truth. Pallavi says that doesn't mean that Shahana can insult her. Shahana is misbehaving with her because of Prachi and Grandma's support. Shahana apologized to Pallavi and says that Prachi is attacked and instead of saving Prachi, she is blaming Prachi instead. She asks if Prachi is so bad, then why would Ranbir save her? Pallavi should trust her son at least. Grandma is right that instead of cursing Prachi, then she should try to save Prachi. Vikram asks Shahana to calm down as a person speaks what he or she shouldn't in anger. They all should act wise and he thinks that they should call the police as the situation is getting out of control. Shahana says she will go and search for Prachi. Vikram says let the police come first. Shahana says they cannot wait till then, and she leaves the house. Grandma asks Vikram to call the police. Aliyah walks in and thinks of how to pick the money bag in front of them. Rhea walks out of the house and gets tense seeing Shahana there. She hides and hopes that Shahana doesn't notice her. Aliyah acted as feeling dizzy and asked Pallavi to get her some water. Pallavi walks towards the kitchen. Aliyah then acted as coughing and asked Grandma to get hot water for her. Once Grandma leaves, Aliyah picks the bag and throws it out from the window. Shahana hears the sound and walks towards the bag, but Rhea stops her and says let us search for Prachi together, and justifies herself that sisters fight but they cannot see each other in trouble. She then acted as feeling leg pain and asked Shahana to get the car keys from Vikram. Shahana agrees and thinks that she doesn't trust Rhea a bit. She is going with Rhea as she may know where Prachi is. Rhea asks Shahana to get the car keys from Vikram. Immediately Shahana goes in. Rhea picks up the money bag and drives the car away. Shahana fails to stop her and determines to find Prachi herself. Ranbir reaches Nick's house searching for him, and he is shocked to notice Nick's photo with Preeti. He calls Preeti and asks her about Nick. Preeti says she doesn't know. He asks her to stop lying as he saw a photo with Nick. Preeti says that he can go at one place and gives the address. Nick stops the car and calls the henchman Tony and hires him to murder Prachi. Tony's friend asks if Nick cannot murder anyone. Tony says that his friend Nick tried once and he is charged with attempt to murder, so he needs a professional help. He shows Prachi's picture. The friend says she is a girl. Tony says it is just a target and thinks that who wants to kill such a beautiful girl. Rhea drives the car, recalling Nick blackmailing her to give him 60,000 and threatening to meet Ranbir if she fails. Aliyah calls her and asks if she has reached Nick. Rhea says she is stuck in the traffic and says that she feels frustrated thinking that Nick is blackmailing them for money. Aliyah says that Nick promised to kill Prachi. Rhea says Nick can visit even Ranbir after taking the money from them and take another money from even Ranbir, as he knows that Ranbir wants to save Prachi at any cost, so they are trapped from both sides. Aliyah asks Rhea not to think about the thing which hasn't happened at all and just reach Nick's place. Rhea says that she is frustrated. Aliyah asks her to send Nick's location, even she will reach there. Rhea sent Aliyah the location. Aliyah thinks that this warehouse is near Palam. Nick ties Prachi to a chair and shuts her mouth. Prachi thinks that he should let her go as she is pregnant. Nick says that he is just doing his job and he asks his assistants to keep an eye on Prachi. Another assistant asks Nick if he will really kill Prachi. Nick says he cannot, seeing her crying, so he hired Tony to murder Prachi as he is also a professional like them. He says Rhea hasn't reached yet with money, and if she doesn't within 1 hour, then they will take Prachi to Ranbir and seek money from him. The assistant asks that what if the police reaches them before that. Nick says they will take the money from Ranbir and even asks him to take back the case on them. The assistant says they should visit Ranbir then. Nick says he is a professional and he promised Rhea first. The assistant asks Nick to call Rhea. He calls Rhea and finds her phone switched off. The assistant says that Rhea is double-crossing Nick. Nick says she cannot. Let's wait for 15 minutes. Prachi recalls Ranbir's concerns for her and thinks that she needs him back for her and their baby's sake, and she wants him to save them both. Ranbir runs towards Nick's location. Shahana calls Ranbir and asks that where is he. Ranbir says that he is going to Nick's location to save Prachi. She asks him for the address so that she can reach there in a car. Ranbir says it is some warehouse near Palam Airport. Vikram hears Shahana's conversation and says that he will drive the car. Pallavi says even she would accompany them to save Prachi, and she is doing it for Ranbir. Vikram agrees and takes her along. Ranbir continues to run. Nick says 15 minutes is over. The assistant asks him to call Ranbir then. Nick says he will call Rhea once finally, and if she is not reachable, then he will call Ranbir. Rhea's car breaks down and she finds even her phone switched off. Nick tells the assistant that Rhea is really double-crossing him. Now he will show what he can do. Rhea panics, thinking that the pit that she dug for Prachi became a well for herself. She shouted if someone can take her to Nick. Nick asks Prachi not to shout and frees her mouth. Prachi started crying vigorously. He says she promised not to cry. She asks him to free her and take money from Ranbir. Nick agrees and asks her to tell Ranbir to take back the case. Prachi agrees. Nick goes aside and calls Ranbir. Ranbir reaches the warehouse. Nick demands for money from him to release Prachi and says he has one more condition. Ranbir asks about it. Nick asks him to withdraw the case on him. Ranbir asks Nick to reveal who hired him to kill Prachi first. Nick agrees. They hear some sound. Ranbir walks inside towards Prachi. Aliyah takes Nick aside and slaps him for cheating her. Nick says that he gave time to Rhea, but she double-crossed him, and hence he had to helplessly strike a deal with Ranbir. Aliyah says Rhea is on the way and her phone is switched off. Rhea reaches there with the money. Aliyah asks Nick to finish his work and get the money. Rhea slaps him for trying to reveal her crime to Ranbir. Nick warns them that he would expose them if they slap him again. Aliyah reveals that she has kidnapped Preeti and wants him to finish the work or lose Preeti. Ranbir searches for Prachi. Vikram with Shahana and Pallavi reaches the warehouse. Pallavi and Shahana's argument started. Vikram asks them to stop fighting as they need to enter the warehouse silently. Aliyah orders Nick again to kill Prachi. Ranbir searches for Nick and Prachi. Aliyah calls Nick and asks him to finish his deal. Aliyah notices Ranbir and eyes with Rhea. Ranbir beats Nick as he stands and he reaches where Prachi is. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like this video, share it, and please subscribe to my channel for more updates. Thank you.